A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. Maya Angelou. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I cannot say this enough. I cannot emphasize this enough. You have to believe in yourself as a writer. You have to believe in your work. You have to believe in the story that you want to tell, or the poem that you want to write, or the idea or the image that you need to bring forth from you. You have to do this first. And I know this sounds counterintuitive, especially if you're, say, struggling to write at all. Where is that belief going to come from? You have to manufacture it at first. You have to fake it until you make it, as the old adage says. Somehow, set aside all of the self-doubt, any of the self-sabotage, and believe. Just believe that what you're doing is necessary for you to do, that you can do it. Just, again, if you have to write a mantra down and keep it on your notebook or in your notebook or on your computer, wherever it is you write, and you start with this idea that I can write and that this thing that I am writing is worth my time. It is so difficult because creativity, writing, our stories, it's really not something that's honored. If we went out into the world and we told somebody we had to go to work, for example, we're going to a job, we're not going to get any blowback on that, especially if we say we use it as a reason we can't do something with a friend or a family member. But if we say we're going to write, the response is often, oh, you could do that later, or you just get the sense that it's not that important. But it has to be important to you. It has to be important to you. And you, in order for it to be important, you need to believe that it is important, that it is something that, gosh, it's hard to even say, because you're not going to put a monetary value on it, but you're going to put I know for me, it's healing for me to write. It's creative. It makes me happy. It's good for me mentally. I process all kinds of feelings, emotion, the past, my future projections. So many things go into writing. Writing is, for me, it's not just, say, a poem that I write or an essay that I write. It's writing I just do in, say, a journal that is about what I did today or what I did yesterday or how I experienced something. I'm doing writing that is, it's not, I wouldn't say it's ancillary to the creative, to the product, to the poems that I'm creating. It's not ancillary at all. It's all part of it, but it might not appear from the outside to have anything to do with it. But writing isn't just happening on the page. When we start to live with our writing and start to believe in it, we start to walk around with it. We start to notice things and think, I'm going to write about that. Or it just occurs to us that this would be a great story, or this would be a great poem, or this happening would be, it's something that I want to try to get language around. It just becomes something that we live with. But it starts with believing that it is necessary, or that it is important, or that it is vital. You can come up with the word for it for you. Why do you need to write? And in fact, maybe that should be the writing prompt that I give you today, that you do a little writing on, is why is it important for me to write? And look at your relationship with writing through the years. Look at where writing comes from for you. What's your writing origin story? And that is, have you been doing this for a long time? Has this been something you've desired to do, that you have done in the past? Or is it new? And it doesn't matter if it's old or new. The fact is that it is, and that something is calling you to write. So believe in that. Honor it. When things are speaking to us, this is our, we have to trust our instincts, our intuition. Something is telling us that it needs to be done, that we need to tell the story of our past, or of our family, or of what's happening in the world, whatever it might be. We have to believe in it enough to listen, to believe in ourselves enough to listen to that intuition. It is saying, do something with this, do something with me. It's hard at first. It is so hard because, as I mentioned before, the outside world isn't, lining up to pat us on the back for writing and to go, great job, here's $50,000 to support your writing habit. That is not happening. So we have to find something deeper, something more essential to us as human beings for why we write. And that's something for me, that something deeper is there's no amount of money that anyone could give me. There are no awards that I could win that would make me feel as good as I feel when I write, when I have my wide open space, my unencumbered time to be at the page with my imagination and working down on my hands and knees in the soil of language. There's nothing that makes me feel that way. It is, I have no language for it, really. It is just something that is important to me, and I know that it makes me feel like nothing else. And so, what is it for you? Believe in it. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can write. Believe that you have permission to write if you don't feel that you have that. Believe it anyway until you convince yourself. And then, as I mentioned before, believe in your work. Believe in whatever story, poem that you need to tell, you need to write. You have to hold it until someone else can. And it might be that no one else does, because we're very lucky if we can find maybe one or two others in our lives that can believe in us the way that we need to believe in ourselves. And until we find that person, and even when we do find that person, if we do, it's still essential to believe in yourself, because you are the one that's going to have to carry this desire, longing to tell this story. You're going to be the one that has to wake with it, carry it all day long, and day after day. That is just the fact of what we do. And there's never, ever going to be a guarantee that when you quote unquote finish whatever it is that you're working on, that it'll be received in the way that you hope it will be received, published, read, etc. No guarantee of that whatsoever. But that does not detract from its validity, and does not detract from, nor should it, from the belief that we need to have in it and in ourselves. Fundamental. Start there. That is the practice too. The belief is the practice. We have to let go. Again, I always talk about that chatter in our heads, the criticism, the doubt, that voices just telling us we can't, that it isn't good, we're not good enough, we're not writers, etc., etc. We have to let those go. Even if we hear them, we can disregard them and just remind ourselves that we are here to write. So I wanted to end with just a Sylvia Plath quote. And she says, "And by the way, everything in life is writable about if you have the outgoing guts to do it and the imagination to improvise. The worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt." The worst enemy to creativity is self-doubt. Believe in yourself. believe in your work, and get to writing. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your audience. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos and find out, just get some other tips on how to cultivate your daily writing practice. Hope to see you again here. Also, I want to invite you to visit devotiontowriting.com. You can see there on my website my upcoming workshops online, in person, also some writing retreats that I am leading in the next year. So I hope to hear from you. Send me a comment. I'd love to hear how this writing prompt goes with you, for you. So I hope you write deeply today. I know that if you do write, you will write beautifully, because beautiful is what you are. Blessings.